Hey guys, good morning. It's Guido and Pilgrim. What's happening?
Morning, all.
It's time for coffee talk, and I've been thinking, Pilgrim, for a new kind of. Oh, there we go. Pilgrim's got his tea out. Trying to think of a new like catchphrase. North America's premier older gamers webisode. Is that no? We got. I'm gonna have to work on that. I am gonna have to work on that.
Short and simple.
Yeah. We have received some feedback though, so that's good. So we're working on that. We appreciate that. As you can see in the background, which Pilgrim can't see, you are looking at the World of Tanks load-in page for North America, which is currently unavailable because in their infinite wisdom, they have decided to upgrade the game on Sunday morning on the weekend. Now, Pilgrim, you're telling me that EU hasn't been upgraded. Is that right?
No, they don't have the patch at the moment, so I've actually got the UI open at the moment for EU.
So they've actually had the sense to not update EU in the middle of the weekend, but they did not have enough sense to not update NA on the. This is. I don't even know where to start with it, man. I don't. It's it's so. What do you say, man? You know what I'm saying, Pilgrim? What?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you either have the same policy, or what you do is you scale it into the time zone. So, okay, 3 o'clock in the morning, do it. Don't do it Sunday morning when people are getting up to do what they want to do and they're playing World of Tanks. Sunday morning, what we get? No World of Tanks. What's happening?
Because what event's going on right now?
Well, you've got everything. Battle Pass, you've got the anniversary events going on.
And Frontline.
There's a ton of stuff going on in Frontline. Exactly.
Which ends today. This is the last day. This, this is the last day. Yeah. And I don't know how many hours it's been down.
Cynically, you could suggest, that they look at the player base and they go, yeah, okay, we're only affecting 25,000 people.
Yeah, that does.
You could say.
Sure, that goes through the mind, doesn't it? Yeah. I don't. Well, it is what it is, which is one of the dumbest sayings of all time. But there you
go. Don't you just hate that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it is what it is. You little.
Yeah.
All right, so I want Pilgrim to explain this because I've showed it before. This is a shirt he sent me.
Okay.
It's basically it's death, the death skull, death's head, or glory, which is the motto. But go ahead and explain the.
All right, this belongs to a rather famous cavalry regiment called the 17th and 21st Lancers, which have a huge history going back hundreds of years. But that particular design you see on Guido's shirt is the motto. They don't call it a cat badge. Every regiment in the British Army has a cat badge. Some have two, some have three. But anyway, they call that the motto because, as far as they're concerned, it's how they live their life. So it's death or glory. They were the one of the regiments that led the charge of the Light Brigade,
right?
Which is made famous by Noble Wolf.
Yeah,
watch his video. But so basically, they charge cannons with sabers and lances, which is somewhat disconcerting when your boss turns around and says, right, get on your horse and charge that cannon.
How did that go for them?
They probably got decimated a little bit.
Poorly, yeah.
Yeah, they got spanked. They didn't get to the end, put it that way. But, it was a glorious thing to do. Because
I always thought that was during World War One with the whole the Turkey thing. What was that? Gallipoli, but that was not Gallipoli, was it?
No, it goes way back when. It's Sebastopol, I think it's called, and it goes back to
same area of the world, though, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, it's the Turkish area.
Yeah.
So it was when we were carving out the empire. Ooh.
All right, awesome. That's your history lesson for the day, and we'll get to this maybe later or at some point. But Pilgrim actually reenacted the charge of the Light Brigade with a machete, but we'll talk about that later. Okay, so I am safe and hunkered down. I'm assuming you are, Pilgrim. Everybody healthy and safe there in Blighty. Yeah. Very good. Yeah. Same thing for the stream. You can expect me to stream tomorrow from 4 to 6 for Stack Up. That's stackup.org for you guys, and that is a charity that deals with veteran, trying to minimize suicides, trying to probably even more so support them, obviously, before we get to that point with games and consoles, a lot of stuff out deployed, helping veterans who are home and maybe don't have a lot of support, things like that. So pretty cool organization. Check that out. My personal stream will be sometime next week. I don't know when because my schedule's in complete flux. I'm going back to full-time next week, but I don't know what the heck my schedule is. I'll know Monday when I go in and figure all that disaster out. You will see an interview with 13 Disciple. I'll do that later today. You'll see that on Tuesday. Really good streamer. Very good player. Extremely good player. So you'll learn a lot from him for sure. So a couple streams. What have I been doing? I've just been kind of aimless lately there, Pilgrim. I kind of went back to my 100-game challenge and started taking tanks up to 100 battles for lack of something to do. And you know what I just noticed today too? I bought every tank in the game. I now have one extra slot that I got from somewhere. So now I'm adding slots I don't need.
Yeah, I don't want that now.
And in fact,
it's so hard to get them.
There's not even a tank in the game to put into it, because every time you get a premium, you get a slot with it. So I'm now going to have.
Do you know
extra.
what the interesting thing about slots is, Guido, is that you can't. You can go to the premium shop and you can buy gifts for your friends. You can't buy slots as a gift. It doesn't allow you to buy. No, you can't buy slots because I was going to buy slots for other people, and you can't get them. They won't let you buy them.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, I think it's the only thing in the shop you can't gift.
Huh. Well, there you go.
Crazy.
Anyway. All right, we're going to move on to missions and specials, which will be a bit truncated unless the game comes back to us. Come back to us, game. Unless the game comes back to us, we are only going to be able to look at the website. So we'll bring this up right here. What have we got? Time to shill. You ready to shill, Pilgrim? I'm ready to shill.
I am ready.
Let's see what we got here. Hey, and I don't know if you have this over there, but has the Offspring promotion come back to you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got to Turn It Up, which is got a bunch of emblems and things for the Offspring. I don't know if you guys remember, but when they first did this, I'm still miffed by it, so I'm going to bring it up again. When they first did this, obviously the CCs could do content. We were given the tank and the skin and all that, and we were explicitly told, specifically, I guess not explicitly, specifically told, hey, you cannot use their music. And that just irritated me. It's not like I want to take their music and use it as intros from now until eternity. I thought it would be cool tie-in. Hey, it's a band. They're tying in with wargaming. Let's show them this cool skin, and we'll have Pretty Fly in the background and whatever. And they're like, yeah, you can't use their music because of licensing stuff. And this is not the band's fault. It just irritated me overall. So there you go. That's my whine about that. I can see.
However, you get the music now. You get the music on the download.
Oh, yeah, it is. That's right. That was the other thing. It is in the game. Yeah.
Yeah, you get it in the game. Strange. There is a price difference in EU and NA.
So wait a minute. I didn't know you get the music. Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah, I just downloaded it. Yeah, because I had it. This is me, right?
Wait, what? That's part of the download?
Yeah. So I got crew voiceover and music, which plays. You get the music when you go into battle and when you finish the battle.
It's in the background.
Yeah, it's in the background, like all the other music that you hear. I mean,
was that the same before? No.
Didn't have it before. That's new.
Oh.
That's part of the download. So you get the crew voiceover, which you always got.
Right.
And then you get the music from Offspring. So when you load into the map, you get that music playing in the background.
So now I can make content because their music's there. Now I think I'm specifically going to make content because the music's there.
Yeah, well, it's out there, isn't it? It's
right. So I wonder what
the property.
Well, hold on. That's very interesting because I wonder if that's playing in the background. If you're going to take a copyright hit, if you create content and try to monetize it with Offspring music in the background.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, I'm only saying you didn't get it on the last download, but I don't have the music switched on. So when I had it last time, because I sold the tank stupidly, but when I got it last time, I don't remember getting the music because I don't have music turned on. I couldn't tell.
Whoa, hold on, stop. You sold the premium?
Yeah. I needed the space in the garage. I thought I'll get rid of that because I can't stand the graphics. But hey, so when I bought it back, it's now cost me twice.
You do know you can take that skin off, right?
I do now, yeah. oh, hang on. Let me just take the skin off. Didn't notice I had a cromwell on my head. I'll substitute it for an M4A1.
Good Lord. Let's move on. This is
Sorry.
I'm going to call you a Muppet, but in the nicest way. In the nicest way. All right.
Statler.
That's right. That's right. Waldorf and Statler. Yeah. Lanson C is out with the Wolves of Odin. Pretty good premium. I like that one. Oh boy, the 252's back. Hooray. Mm-hmm. Interesting that the Defender version, oh, I guess it is. Why is it not here? What am I missing? Is it somewhere else on here? No. Huh. When we get to vehicles, it might be in there, but at least on the featured page, which is different than the special page, you can get the 252. Looks like the Super Mutant and these other tanks that were specials the other week. Oh, there's the Defender. I found it. There's at least one card of it on that page. That's kind of strange how they've done that. All right. Not surprising, though. The Berlin package is back. We'll talk about that in a minute. The standard gold stuff, there's not much here really to talk about. Some of the, for you new guys, and I try to mention this every couple weeks, for you new guys, some of these packages, if you don't have any premium in gold, you just started, some of these packages are actually a pretty good deal. Before you buy these, and I won't go through each one of these, I recommend that you go into each separate area. For example, I'm just going to click on this and explain this. Got to go fast. Go into the gold, figure out how much gold is going to get, or how much that gold would be worth, let's put it that way. Figure out how much the 30 days of premium would be worth if you bought it separate. I know this isn't really amazing information, but just to look at it and see what kind of deal you're getting, because some of these really are good deals. And one of the other reasons I bring this up is the tricky part is these 20 personal reserves plus 50% credits. Those are hard to quantify as far as what they're worth. Sometimes you can find those things for sale and you can kind of get a comparison and go, okay, they think it's worth this. Other times it's a little bit more difficult. Some of these I just consider the gravy on the top. So if I'm getting a good deal out of 7,500 gold, 30 days, and 5 garage slots, because I can quantify those by going to the separate areas in the store and figuring out what those are worth, and the rest is gravy, then it's a good deal. Just be careful. Usually they are. Check for this little symbol right here, which is your coupon symbol. So for $50 I can get this stuff, and I don't know what's 30 days of premium worth. Let me see here. 30 days of premium is, I said I wasn't going to do it, but now I'm going to do it just because I want to. $12.59 and 7,500 gold. You got to find any amount right here. I don't know why it's not first. It's always like it's like an Easter egg hunt. Yeah. Wait a minute. Oh, there it is. 7,500 is worth, get in here, $33. So that's 45. Between the 30 days and the 7,500, you're already in the ballpark of what they're charging you. You're getting a few extra goodies on top. That's kind of the point there. Have I beat that dead horse, Pilgrim?
I think the horse is truly beaten to death.
It did not neigh anymore at all. If we go to the vehicles tab, what do we got here? There's the Berlin bundle. This is a similar thing. Just look at it. I did this earlier today. I did the math. And there's, I want to say for us in US, the tier 7s are worth about $30. Yeah. And the tier 6s, I rounded up to 20, but they're really 18 to 17, somewhere in that ballpark. That's without a discount. So if you figure there's, 3 tier 6s, that's $60. That's rounded up, of course. And there's 2 tier 7s, that's another $60. That's actually not a bad deal at 85 for us. With a coupon, I can bring it down, I think, 77 or so, $77. For those 5 tanks, and again, the intangible is with these, you get Brothers in Arms crews, which are, I think, 0 skill, right? Do you remember if these are 0 skill or they just have...
Yeah, I think they are 0 skills, but...
I don't remember if they're 0 or they just have Brothers in Arms. They do have Brothers in Arms, but the question is whether it's really their first skill or it's a 0 skill, which means the first skill will train faster. I think they're 0 skills, but I could be wrong. 2,000 gold and 30 days of premium, so there you go. Although I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, well, The IS-2 is probably a good Tier 7. The 3045 is the best Tier 6 medium. The Cromwell B is probably second best, to be quite honest, and some people would argue it's number one over the 3045. The Thunderbolt 7 is decent, and the ISU-122 is kind of a gimmick tank, the 122S. But it's not bad. It's just not that amazing. Yeah, so it's a pretty good deal, actually. So Berlin bundle's out. That one's back. Of course, it's Berlin anniversary, right? Battle of Berlin. And what else we got here, Pilgrim? Anything else of interest to you on there?
Not really. I've just noticed that we don't have the Berlin bundle on the EU shop.
Really?
So
did you check in the vehicles section?
Yeah, I'm in the vehicles section, and at the moment we're looking at.
Though the patch shouldn't have anything to do with what's
shouldn't
shown
have anything
in the
to do
store.
with the shop, should it? No, there's nothing. There's nothing in.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing.
Well, there you
So
go.
maybe that will come in a bit later. I don't know.
Well, it happens too. I mean, sometimes you just don't have the same stuff we do, and we don't have the same things you do. Going over to specials, still to turn it up, the Berlin bundle, and nothing else really I think I wanted to look at there. That was two, but the KV5 is still available.
What do you think of that, Tony?
I like the KV5.
Right.
Yeah, it's great. It's a lot of fun. It's preferential. It's not dominant like, well, I don't know if it was ever dominant, but it was quite good. But I'm talking 5 or 6 years ago. It's still fun. It's just a big bully. It got buffed in the recent past. Not too much. I think that's pretty much it, man. Not a lot going on, unfortunately. Are we able? Let me see if I'm able to get into the client yet. Doesn't look like it.
Still down.
Does not look like it. Oh man, I got some extreme Muppetry going on now. Nope, can't get into it yet. Unfortunate.
That sounds a little bit more than just a patch update. I think there's obviously a problem with the server somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, sometimes it takes 3 or 4 hours for them to do all that stuff. I don't know.
Okay.
All right. So what else is going on? We got the 10th anniversary is still ongoing. We're still in Act 1 or whatever they call it. I'll get back over to it.
Yeah.
I can't keep track of phases and acts and seasons and all the stuff that they use. You know what? I was looking at this. I don't know how yours looks when you go to their main page, but there's the latest news section.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this morning and I go, these are almost all sales. There's 7 cards they show, and then you can click all news and it goes to more.
Yeah.
But the object sale, the Odin sale, the 30 days premium account sale, and the Berlin bundle sale. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of what's showing are sales, and 3
sales. Or information. Well, I mean, there we go. Server maintenance on the 4th of May. They've already 39 minutes ago. So they put it out on the website 40 minutes ago. I'm on news. Yeah.
Oh, for EU.
But no, for the NA. Oh no, sorry, EU. Should have.
So when's the EU going then? Tonight?
So it must be. Let me just double check. 4th of May. Oh no. Yeah, 7 till 10:45
in the morning.
Yeah, new EU3 server will become available to players who have European accounts for the duration of the Road to Berlin game. So they're going to open up a 3rd server in the EU.
Okay. Interesting. I wonder if they're doing that here. That might be part of the delay then, if they're bringing up because they do have that backup server. They did that once already with some event.
Yeah, I remember they split. They broke it down into 2 servers, didn't they?
Was it the last? What's the thing that's going to happen after Frontline? The funny event.
Steel Hunter.
Didn't they? I think they did that with Steel Hunter, as I recall.
Yeah, possibly.
All right, so the mastery missions are changed again. It looks like so you're going to have to put those codes in. Yep. So it looks like the Matilda KV1, JPZ4, and the Panhard AMD 178, one of the wheeled tanks. At least it's just the Tier 6 one. The Tank University missions are back up again on NA. These are codes. So lights, mediums, heavies, and tank destroyers. You press the button. At least the button. It's can we just go off on a tangent here with these daggum codes? Domo, I don't know if you watch this, man, but come on, we got to stop this. This is how insane it is. I have to go to the page, and I press a button on the page, and then it takes me to the code, which is already filled in, and then I have to click redeem.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I know. So he's done a lot of work. His team and him, the NA folks, have done a lot of work getting us great stuff, and I completely appreciate that. But the codes are just this, like that piece of sand that's in your bathing suit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, you're at the beach, you're having a good time. Otherwise, you're pretty happy.
Yeah.
But, as you're going to get your ice cream cone, right? And if you're on an English beach, you're freezing, right?
Yeah.
But you got in the water anyway. You got in the daggum water anyway. You're freezing, but you're otherwise happy. And now you're out of the water, so there's a little bit of sunshine in between the clouds, in the rain and everything. But you're going for your ice cream cone, and that little piece of sand is just like, hey.
It's like, I can't get to it. I can't publicly put my hand down my pants and get it out. You know what I mean? It's like, I've got to eat ice cream with this.
When you get to our
age.
And
that's what this is about. I went through yesterday evening and clicked every single button on all of those missions, and it was took me about 15 minutes to get through it all and confirm it, because I went through the lot. I thought, I'll just click every mission that's going, and then we'll see what comes out at the end. So I'm not even focused on it.
That's actually important, man, because that's your time. That's the time out of your day for your entertainment, and you're spending it hunting on a website, clicking things, and people will counter with, well, it's just a few seconds, but it can be 5-10 minutes of futzing around. Did I click that one? I don't know. Let me go to the UI and check. Oh, darn, I missed the medium tanks. Go back to the medium tanks.
Yeah.
And actually,
exactly that. You get interrupted. You go out for a quick cup of tea. Come back and you think, I'm going to go back through all that again.
But it's even worse because when you click redeem, it's going. Then you get the thank you, and then you click confirm. What is the confirm button for?
No. Just say yes and yes again.
Let me see what happens. Oh, well, you know what the confirm button does? It takes you back to this. I don't know what this page is. It's the page where you can get to all the different games. So
It's got the 3 games set up.
It doesn't take you back to where you were. It dumps you on this other page.
Yeah. And then you've got to navigate back to find that one again.
Well, really, you just got to close the tab. At least for my Chrome setup, at least when you go to the code, it opens up a different tab. The one that really drives me crazy is when it opens it up in the same tab, and then you have to then you're shutting down tabs. You have to go. It's just a mess, man. It has to go.
Yeah, keep it simple.
It has to go. All right. See, we did get off on that tangent. That was good.
We did.
That was good. Where were we, gang? Where were we? Frontline ends today. Did you get your coins?
I did eventually get I've now got 10 coins.
On EU?
Yeah, on the EU, because I don't do it on the NA server.
Right.
But it is becoming... to be honest, I enjoyed Frontline. I always have. Now, I'm starting to get a little bit up to here with it. More to do with, it's still grindy, but exactly. Yeah, you stab yourself in the eye. It's more to do, I think, and here we go, let's flog this dead horse. It's the wheeled vehicle.
Yeah.
They are just absolutely smashing Frontline left, right, and centre. And you can't progress with it like you want to, because they're either on the back line, or there's platoons of them, or there's 2 or 3 of them just going crazy. And
hey, well, go ahead.
And we had this conversation where as soon as I see a wheeled vehicle with a 3 mark on its barrel, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to sit here and let you kill me. I just can't be bothered. You're just going to muller me. And
it's like the wildebeest that it's been fighting for, and then eventually you just see the fight go out of it. You're just like, whatever, just go ahead.
Okay, kill me. Just get it over quick. So I mean, I'm there. I've got the 10 coins because I got the 3 extra one, which is great. Thanks, Wargaming. That was nice of them to do that. And I guess there's one more Frontline, and then we go on to Steel Hunter. So if I get the 12, all I'm interested in is getting the 12 tokens so I can get the free tank.
Yeah. All right, Road to Berlin. That's what this whole update thing is all about. Is supposed to start tomorrow. That's PVE. So I think it's team based as well. So I think you can have a. I don't know if you can have a platoon. I think you can actually. Platoons of 2 maybe or something, but it's you versus
Cool.
much like Homefront was.
Yeah.
New tank rewards is going to start on Tamale. Actually, it says today. Interesting. It does say today. What is today? No, today's the 3rd. Sorry, I'm looking at the 5.
Yeah.
The 5 is the bloody. It starts Tuesday then, so the 5th of May and goes to the 30th. So that'll be a good deal. That one's always the easy one, and there's no codes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or is there? No, there isn't, right? You just started,
there
I think.
is. Hang on.
There is, right? You have to do a code to start the whole thing?
Yeah, you have to do the initial code, and then that gets you set up for it.
Right. All right, so anyway, there you go. Tank Rewards is on the way. And that's it for missions and specials, guys. I can't really... Let's just take a quick look at what's coming up in May. What is this weekend, Pilgrim? Do you have that essay? Is it experience or what's going on this weekend?
It's 30 days. No, it's good. Sorry. What have I got on there? This weekend coming? No, I don't have anything.
All right, well, I think I'll come to it here. We got Battle Pass.
The weekend of missions, yeah.
Yeah. So we got Battle Pass is still going on to June 9th. So you've got a month and about a week to knock that out. We've got the global map is coming up for you Clan Wars players. Actually, it should be ongoing. The March 25th is when it started. It goes to the 15th. April 21st is into the 18th is the first Act 1 battle of the 10-year anniversary. So we're in the, what do they call it, pause or?
Yeah, it's the
what is
breather.
It called? Breather. We're in the breather phase right now. So if you did all those missions, now you're getting the daily missions.
Well, it's quite handy because you're getting, with just doing 650 damage, you're getting coins.
Is it the same mission every day? I haven't actually paid attention to it.
It's a repetition. You just
Okay.
get whatever it is, the coins.
So pretty easy then.
Damage. Yeah.
Remember, I think there's maybe some other purpose for coins than what's in the current coin store. So we won't go through that whole thing again, but my advice is to hold on to your coins until you find out that that's not true. So that forewarned is forearmed, guys. Frontline ongoing through today. I don't know when this next stage is. I think it's next month, June. Right? Or is there one late? Is it late May?
I haven't got essay on that at all.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's either this month or next month at the 4th.
I thought it was going to go straight to Steel Hunter, but it's another Frontline.
Yeah, there's 4 of those and then 4 Frontlines.
Yeah.
So there's 3 coins available for each. So Math in Public is 12 coins for each for 24 coins total. You need 12 coins to get 1 tank. And if you do all the coins, you can get 2 of the tanks. The Char Future, the AE Phase 1, and the Object 777, I think it is.
Yeah.
All right, so that's going on. I'm not really sure when the next one is. It should be soon. Tank University missions we just talked about. Road to Berlin is actually started today. So that's the PvE thing we just mentioned. And it goes to the 17th, so it's 2 weeks. It also has a tank, by the way. Did you know that?
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out which. It's the shielded one, isn't it? The
Exactly.
IS-2 shielded.
IS-2 shielded, so it's got some fencing on it. It does.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's got.
I'm trying to find it. I had the link to it here. Well, I don't see it anymore. That's interesting. I thought this ad had it on there.
I'm on the site for the Road to Berlin, and I'm just scrolling it down now. I can't.
Yeah, it's got IS-2s on the little graphic there. But anyway, it is an IS-2 that's got some basically gridded kind of fencing on it, which was for stopping the Panzerfausts and other anti-tank rounds, detonating them before they actually hit the metal, which would make it a little more survivable.
I wonder if they've actually incorporated that into the armor profile for the game.
I wondered that but
it's just aesthetic. It's just.
I think it's just aesthetics, but who knows? You know what I mean?
Okay.
I mean, they have spaced armor, but the spaced armor usually has a thickness involved with it. This is just a grid.
Yeah.
Whether it helps stop heat rounds or not, I have no idea. Tank rewards we talked about. That's coming up. The on tracks we talked about. Looks like it is going to be on the 5th, so Tuesday. The Object 268 and then the 100 LT. And then basically the weekend events, which is, yeah, it's a 1.5 XP weekend. Next weekend is 2 by crew XP. The one after that is 3 XP weekend. And then a 5 XP on Memorial Day.
Oh yeah, Memorial Day.
That's a U.S. holiday. I don't think you guys do it the same
No,
day.
but I've seen it advertised. So
yeah,
we get 2 bank holidays in May. We get one next Friday.
Yours is Remembrance, right? Or is that Canadian?
Yeah, well, ours is November, the Remembrance stuff. Like yours is anyway.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. We normally we get a May Day bank holiday on the first Monday, but they changed it to Friday to coincide with some sort of memorial.
Okay. All right. There you go. That is all of the stuff that is upcoming. So let's move on to subjects du jour. All right, we are back after a break. Actually, we didn't take much. We just sat here, but you don't know that. I could just act like it was a break, and we're back. But anyway, look at this. We're in. They brought it up. Look at the new garage here. This is pretty cool. We were just checking this out during our break. There's a dog. If you hover over the stuff, it gives a little explanation of it. It says, dogs have been officially used for military purposes all over the world, blah, blah, blah. So you can read all that stuff. You can actually hover over the cat. And I thought, surely they're not going to put a card for cats. But they did. I guess they were used as unit mascots. Probably did a good job taking care of rats and stuff in trenches and things like that. So,
oh yeah,
got cats, you got dogs, you got the IS-2 shielded in the back. So what happens if you click on that? Oh, you can go, oh. Guess what you can buy the IS-2 shielded with? Click on it.
God, look at that, gold.
That's
pretty cool. You don't have to do any of it, missions or anything else. You can just buy.
So I wonder if that means if there's some kind of, we'll get to it. Oh, 2 operation. Let's press 2 operation. We're doing this real time.
Yeah.
I wonder if that means you can get it for less gold if you go through the stages a little bit. We'll find out. That's very interesting. But if you got 6,000 gold laying around, you too can have the IS-2 shielded immediately, it looks like. Stage 1 is active. Does that mean it starts today? Hold on a minute.
I'm just trying to click on it, but it's...
Well, since they're not looking at your UI, see if will it play or no?
No.
No, okay.
But it comes up with a little information tab saying it starts with the second battle of the day in any vehicle. You get that?
No, that's strange. What is that?
If you hover over the ×5 ticket in the middle.
Yeah. Oh, that's just for the ×5 tickets.
The ×5 starts after.
No, that's just for the tickets. That means when you get those tickets, that has nothing to do with the actual mission itself.
Nothing to do with the actual.
Yeah. There's actually a bunch of stuff. Base operation units. There's all those pages up above there are for Road to Berlin. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of stuff going on here, man. All right. I'll dig into that later, guys, but it is up. I'm going to go back to the regular page here. So the IS-2 shielded you can get. You can hover over the Berlin sign, get information on that. You can hover over the guy. It talks about infantrymen. So there's a lot of stuff to kind of hunt and peck around. Check it out on that. It's kind of cool, actually. Officer during the war. Look at that. What's this other guy? No, just the officer. Okay. Cool. There you go. Road to Berlin. Let's take a quick look into the missions tab. The events are obviously, well, I thought it was Frontline, but it's not there now. Okay. Frontline must be its own tab, or is it gone? Is Frontline gone? What is happening here?
I've still
Road
got
to
it
Berlin. Oh, okay, so you actually have to click on Frontline to get to that information. All right. Or so I thought. Well, there we go. Then you click on. Oh my gosh, somebody was talking about this on and maybe it was us as well, but it was also on the forum talking about, and some of the CCs about how complicated this UI is if you were a brand new player, and how just absolutely lost you would be trying to navigate through this and figure out what the heck is going on with all this stuff. All right, so back to I got sidetracked again. Back to the missions. All right, Battle Pass. I am on level 28 myself of the overtime levels or whatever they're called? Where are you?
I'm 16, slowly but surely. I'm not. See, this last week I've been doing Frontline on the EU server.
Yeah, your
so
time is
I'm not
split.
Really,
Yeah.
I'm not putting a lot of time. I'll do 10 battles a night on the NA server just to keep my hand.
So you got the
16.
Frontline missions, you got the anniversary during the breather, anniversary missions during the breather. So today's, the weekends are different. Today's is actually damage 25 vehicles and get 20 tickets. Top 10 get 15 tickets, which I'm assuming is repeatable.
That's the weekday missions, yeah.
Yeah, the weekend, yeah. I'm assuming that's repeatable.
Yeah, it keeps clocking up. I'll keep adding to it every time we get through it.
So Road to Berlin, you've got a special currency. Tokens, oh my gosh.
There are tokens for tokens now, aren't there?
It's assault orders. Let's see. Tokens can be exchanged for assault orders that allow you to receive 15 times more unit experience and victory points earned in... Oh my god. Well, I'll unpack that later. That's too much for my brain to worry about right now. Tournament missions are still up. Heavy tank courses, we talked about that. A Watt salute still going. Light tank community hunting. Experience weekend bonus. That's for this weekend. All right. So, oh my gosh. Cosmic Challenge is a holdover, which is getting the Master of Orion possibly game. I actually downloaded that. Medium tank destroyer. Goodness gracious, guys. There is a lot of stuff going on. I'm probably going to have to do a video breaking down Road to Berlin later for y'all because I just saw it. I'm not sure how it all works, but it looks complicated yet again. We'll see.
Yeah.
I sort of just sat here going, I just don't want to.
Do you know, this one of the points you made previously is if they set out linear, it makes it simple, and you've got it the same as me. The university class missions, so you've got your light, medium, TDs, and heavies, is interspersed with other missions and experience weekend bonus. So you're running down your list, you go lights. Where's the rest of it? Oh, it's further down. So,
I mean, let's do this tangent. Let's do this tangent. So I'm in the main page or on the main garage, and in the middle of it is the Battle Pass button. So and actually to get to Battle Pass stuff, you click on that. So you click on that, and we go to Battle Pass. But you can also get to it by going to the missions button and pressing Battle Pass. If you go to events, bizarrely, none of the things that are happening right now are events.
No, there's no event. It's battle pass or missions or daily
or home front or whatever the hell it is. Road to Berlin. So let's go back to the garage. Holy crap! All right, how do we get to Road to Berlin?
Picture. There's a little icon on the right hand side, which
is it the Berlin sign? No.
Well, it's got Road to Berlin, so I'm going to click on it.
Oh,
on the right
that.
Side,
yeah, okay. There you go.
So
all right.
On that.
Good catch, Pilgrim. Well done. So that's one way. And then it switches the whole thing out. We got base, operation, units. You said unit. Orders.
Yeah.
These are those orders. You can purchase them. Of course you can. Okay, good. You can purchase them. IS-2, which you can purchase vehicle or to operate. Oh, look at the percentage. I think I just answered my own question. See the gold?
Oh, yeah. It'll go. Yeah, if you
there you go. Oh,
tokens, it's going to take it down.
So if you highlight over it, it says 14 days participate and complete at least 4 of 5 operation stages to receive the. So you only need to do 4 of 5. You can purchase the vehicle with a discount that increases by 25% for each stage.
Right.
Well, that makes sense since you only need 4 stages. Math in public, that's 100%. Okay. Well, there you go.
Well, and they've done that before, haven't they? With a lot of these things they offer, if you grind your way to say 50%, you get half price tag. Although the price at the beginning could have been set.
Just in case the 69 other IS-2 versions you have is not enough.
Yeah. I'm going to get one without camouflage. I want one that's completely just olive green, rust on him.
I want one with some chain link fencing attached to it. Oh, look. Hey, there's one. I found one.
Yay!
That way the kids can't get out. You just put them inside the chain link fence. And
that's to keep the cat in.
Yeah, meow.
Yeah.
There's no kids in war. All right, so about event, we click on that and we can get a video. And then we click on Berlin and it talks about the map. Okay. Wait a minute, what? Click on Berlin.
Yeah, I have. Winner bundle.
What is that? Oh, it's it's more
you can buy it.
It's more monetization.
You can buy it to win. No, it's not pay to win.
It's not pay to win. This is not pay to win. Except for this part. Except for that.
Just a little bit of it is.
And they named it Winner Bundle. It's
and it's discounted to 28%. Thank you very much. Whatever that means. What does that mean?
Oh.
What? How do they determine that discount against what price are they putting it against?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I would rather have the easy Winner Bundle.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't even have to try Winner.
No. Like the 650 damage, and that's it.
How about the don't even bother playing bundle? Here, 10,000 gold.
Just have it.
Yeah, just have it. Okay, so they have to monetize somehow. Holy, there is a lot going on here, guys. Yeah. Where did this bundle come from, and why is it only on this Berlin page? It's what do you get? You get upgrades to all units to level 3. You get 30 days of premium.
Yeah, that's quite handy actually.
Hey, wait a minute. For 3,700 gold, what's 3,750 gold worth? That's not bad. And you get 20 personal reserves and 20 of the 50% credit reserves. Wow. Oh, and there's music in the background, which is probably really loud on people's... I was wondering what that noise was. Oh, it's the Berlin music.
Oh, okay.
It's like a droning sound. I couldn't hear it because of my headsets, but it was coming out of my speakers. Okay, so... Purchase, exchange... Oh my gosh. All right, like I said, I'm going to have to unpack this for you guys. I'll do a video, hopefully, if I get some time.
That'll be a big old job there.
Well, that's my point, though. Look, so if you click the random battle, you've got ranked, season ended, stronghold, road to Berlin, front lines. Granted, today's the only day that front lines and this coincide, and one's not active, so there is that going on. But that's pretty crazy. All right, enough of that mess. What else we got going on? You got any quotes for us, Pilgrim?
Oh. I might have.
Put you on the spot.
Yeah. Well, I've got questions and quotes. So, let's do the quotes. No, right. I'll save the quote till the last bit because I think that's probably it will fit in better at the end.
It's a good thing we were organized.
I've got questions. Right over here in the British military, we used to call. I don't think they call them now, but they used to call the RAF the Pilgrim boys back in the Second World War. Because you know what pilgrim is? Right?
Yeah, you got to look nice.
There you go. Right, okay. Yeah. So they used to call them the RAF was the pilgrim boys. And I just wondered whether the United States Air Force are called something similar. Do you use product on your hair? Are we going to talk product now, are we?
Oh, geez, yeah. Well, I've talked beard product in the past. I don't use...
have.
My hair was always short enough that I didn't have to do that. But
you did.
So this is a bit tangential to it, but we did get in trouble once. A couple guys in the squadron who had slightly longer hair. They got in trouble from the squadron commander because and I don't even know why this was a thing, but they would land, right? They'd taxi in, and I'm going to take my headsets off while I do this, but so that'd be my helmet, right? So they taxi in and shut down the jet. Here comes the canopy. It's coming up. They take their helmet off, and they take their helmet off, and then they'd reach into their G suit and they take my hair. I haven't had a haircut for 2 months, so. They take their hat off, and then they get their comb, and they'd sit in the cockpit, and they'd comb back their hair like this. And for some reason, the crew chiefs, or maybe the expediter, potentially, took exception to this and complained to the squadron commander that the guys are up there, doing personal hygiene in the cockpit, and that was a thing. It was the weirdest thing. So basically, we got told that we were not allowed to comb our hair in the cockpit.
You're making a mess. You're shedding it all over the cockpit. Somebody has to clean.
I mean, maybe that was it. What's interesting about that is when they take the ships, when they take the aircraft to depot, if they do a no kidding teardown, they will dig out a lot of detritus out of the bottom of the jets, and it's human stuff and metal pieces and pieces of wire and plastic and whatever has made its way through everything down into the bottom of the jet there in various nooks and crannies. And it can actually paint chips, all that stuff adds extra weight to the jet over 20, 30 years. Pretty amazing, actually, to the tune of hundreds of pounds sometimes by the time and some of it you just can't get to. It's not places in the jet that were ever meant to be opened up and looked at. And they don't go there unless something very major happens. I think one of the places they found a lot of that was we had wing spar problems years ago. An F-15 actually just broke in half in a high G turn.
Right.
And there was a big accident. We stopped flying for a while. I don't remember what it was, 6-9 months, something like that. The entire fleet was grounded while they checked every wing spar in the fleet. And on some of those jets, as they got into those places, they found these just piles of stuff from the years.
You wouldn't think, would you? You wouldn't think that would be a thing, but it is, I guess.
Well, there's lots of nooks and crannies and cavities because it's not solid. The enemy of an airplane is weight. An airplane needs to be as strong as it can and as light as it can be, those are two diametrically opposed ideas right there. Yeah. So there's no weight on an airplane that doesn't absolutely have to be there. No. So that means it's got open cavities.
Right down, yeah. I mean, that's the whole design of aircraft is exactly that, isn't it? Which is why they use very strong, strong materials, but lightweight, like aluminium or titanium or whatever.
Right. But as far as I don't know, they call us chair force. One of the things in the U.S. that the other.
Well, you sit down a lot, don't you?
Yeah. The other organizations call us the chair force.
Well, that's a fair one. So that's what the United States Air Force is known by the rest of them.
Yeah.
Chair force. Well, I like that better than the Brill Cream Boys. Here's the other question, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I've never got my head around this. In the RAF, they have distinct ranks and call them so. So, flight lieutenant, squadron leader. Do you not have the same, or do you have army ranks, or do you have generic rank, colonel?
We have.
Captain?
It's an interesting combo. They are basically Army ranks, yeah. Since we came from the Army Air Force, they match up exactly with the Army ranks. So we've got second lieutenant, first lieutenant, captain, major, lieutenant colonel, and then the various general levels, GO levels.
Right.
The Navy's got ensign, and then lieutenant.
Yeah,
ensign.
That's slightly different. Captain is in charge of the whole ship, isn't he?
See, now my brain is ensign, JG, ensign, then lieutenant. Yeah, their lieutenant is a captain in 03, is what we call it. We also have a number that's associated with it, 01, 02, 03. Same for enlisted, E1, E2, E3. And a Navy captain is an 06 or a colonel equivalent.
Right. He's in charge of the whole shebang, isn't he?
So that gets kind of funny sometimes when you call Navy bases and you're the 03 Air Force guy. You're like, hey, this is Captain so-and-so. And they're like, yes, sir. Like, hold on.
Yeah,
relax.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Although there's been issues with that when you call, say you're going to land at a Navy base and you're going to get gas or you're going to RO in there or something, and you're Captain so-and-so and you don't mention to them. Sometimes you get there and there's a DV and stuff waiting for you, and they are not happy when that happens.
No. Yeah. No, because, I mean, they're obviously doing this an awful lot, kowtowing.
Exactly. When they see some...
Yeah, you get it.
They see some
Air Force guys.
see some Air Force 03 climb out of the cockpit, like, where's the colonel? He's like, no, there's no colonel, just me. They're not happy.
Little red carpet laid out for you and everything. Awesome. Well, that's my questions on US military over and done with, mate.
All right, cool.
Nice to know, because it's just the interconnect. You don't get to. I've worked over with the US forces, but predominantly the Army. Over at Fort Bragg, I was over there at some point, way back when, which was nice. But I was never allowed to leave the base. They won't let me roam free. They said, "You're not going out on your own anywhere, mate."
They didn't let you leave Fort Bragg?
No, they wouldn't let me. I was only there for 10 days, but yeah. So it's nice to see the differences. You know?
Yeah, I think that's in a fairly rough area, actually, Fort Bragg. I can't remember what town that's in. A lot of the Army bases, the surrounding area is pretty rough.
Sure. Has to be. You know,
Yeah.
It's a force multiplier.
Where is Bragg? Is it North Carolina?
Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Guessed it right.
Nice place. I do like the burgers.
Yeah.
They're this big.
So here's back to tanks. The RNG thing. Remember our discussion last week about RNG and 25%? You and I actually talked about this a little bit yesterday. I wanted to bring it up because guys down in the comments brought up a really good point and completely 100% true. And I was discussing how I thought RNG for accuracy should be less than plus or minus 25%. And they said, hey, look, that's not actually how it works. It's Gaussian dispersion, blah, blah, blah. And 100% true, got it. Frankly, I don't know exactly how all that works. It would take me a while to study it, and I probably still wouldn't exactly understand. Other than I do understand that the grouping of a shot, not all shots go to the exact same place. The accuracy of the gun is determined by how many shots are close to center. Then you've got the dispersion circle of X amount for dropping bombs. It's CEP, I think circular error of probability. In the jet, when I flew, we had a dispersion at X range. Y amount of bullets needed to be inside a circle of Z size, all that kind of stuff. I think my point there, though, is regardless of whether it's plus or minus 25, whatever it is, because there is a random element of where those shots go in that circle. There has to be. Otherwise, it's a predetermined chart that it goes through or whatever. The guns need to be more accurate and hit closer to where you shoot. Is that fair to say, Pilgrim?
Yeah, I think you're quite right.
Yeah.
I think you're quite right with that. You know, and I know, and anybody, a majority of people who play this game will have had some connection with weapons, possibly. But you know that there is that grouping when you go your 100-yard range, and then you sit there with your rifle and you do your grouping. You get a 2-inch dispersion, and that's considered adequate shooting.
Right.
Because the rifle will never shoot into exactly the same place because there's 100 things that determine the difference.
Right.
As for random in the game, how do you randomize that? Because in real life, it's affected by temperature, wind, moisture, you name it. It's that round dispersion is affected by that. How do you then randomize that and put that into the game?
Yeah.
I think they probably can't code it fine enough to get it down to that level.
Well, you could do it, but there would be laws of diminishing returns. I mean, there would be no point to it. I mean, you could sit down and assume a wind speed and blah blah blah, but it doesn't really matter for a game. For us, just it's frustrating when your shot goes to the off into space.
Over there.
You know what I mean? And it happens enough, not all the time. It's not all the time, but it happens enough that it's very frustrating for the player base.
Yeah.
It's a fine line though for me, Pilgrim, because I obviously don't want it to be. I'm going to pick on Call of Duty, and frankly, I don't know if this is how it works, but let's just say a lot of the first-person shooters, where you aim is where it goes. There may be there may be some bullet drop or some other things going on, but it's much less random than World of Tanks. So the twitch skill of putting a shot. I'm going to once again pick on War Thunder and how many times my pilot takes a bullet to the head from a mile out. From people who have super crews and have everything set up right, and they're able to zoom in and they've got their guns harmonized really far out. And I mean, I don't even see a bullet go through. I hear thump thump, and then my airplane does that, and my pilot's dead. I'm like, I don't even know what the hell just happened. So I don't want to go to that. I don't want the twitch skill to be, hey, in my Leopard, I can shoot that guy at 500 meters and pick that little tiny weak spot and ammo rack him. That's to just use a really
that would kill the game.
Yeah, just to use a really extreme, stupid example. But you see what I'm saying? That fine line of I think, in my opinion, it's just the tanks are not quite accurate enough to stop the frustration, and I think it's exacerbated. I'll spit the word out by things like the wheeled tanks with their super accuracy.
Again, exactly that. They can program that into a particular tank. So with this magic lock, auto lock that they've got.
Yeah.
Now, we're not asking for every tank to have the magic auto lock, but to redefine the parameters for the dispersion and get it to a more, if not realistic, a more less frustrating level.
Right.
I mean, the number of times you sit there and you watch your shot go into the dirt, it goes on, and you're fully zoomed in, and sometimes you're sitting there for seconds knowing that you're right on the button and the shot goes, and sometimes you don't even see where the shot goes.
Yeah.
I'd much prefer a ricochet than a disappearing shot, because at least I think, well, I'm on target, so it's fine.
And that would actually fix a little bit of the frustration of bouncing off armor, which granted doesn't happen a lot because people will push two. This is all wrapped in together. You know, if you increase the accuracy a little bit, people will be able to take on weak spots a little bit better at a little bit further range. Then you can start decreasing the pen of these ridiculous pen gold rounds that are so high. You know, but they are right when they say things like it's a whole ecosystem. That's obviously true, because you start tinkering with one thing, you don't know what the secondary, tertiary effects are necessarily going to be.
Yeah, there is a roll-on effect.
There's a cascading effect to everything in the game. Sometimes I don't think they think about those enough, but at the same time, you could go down so many rabbit holes with every change, you'd never change anything. So at some point, you got to pull the trigger and go, well, let's see what happens with it, you know.
Yeah.
But wheel tanks is a whole nother subject.
We're almost on a weekly basis doing this, aren't we?
Yeah, I was going to bring it up as the forum post of the week, but it's the standard forum post of and because of the joke I kind of made at the beginning of you and I being the premier gaming webisode for older gamers. It was obviously an older gamer from the forum, and his point was, look, this is crushing my will to play this game. I cannot keep up, and I appreciate that. I can-ish. But even me, who considers myself pretty Twitch skill oriented, even at my age of 52, I can't keep up with them sometimes.
No,
you know,
and that on top of that, you've got pilot skills. So the skills you honed flying an aircraft, which is probably a lot more precise skill to actually get an aircraft to do.
I mean, that's pretty good.
So
I can do the fast tank thing. I mean, I've always liked light tanks. I've always been pretty good at them, running around. But there are situations with these things where it's just simply are unable to be kept up with. They come flailing over ridges. They snap that lock onto you, blap you, and they're gone. And you know, I've even obviously talked to the other CCs, and I'm talking the young Twitch skills. They say the same thing. They're like, look, I can't even. What are you going to do? They're so far out as far as outliers in performance and capability within this closed system of World of Tanks that they're virtually impossible to deal with.
Well, therein lies the rub. If it was like, for example, one of the supposed op premium tanks, if it was a single tank of a class that was like that, you could deal with it, like a defender, because you don't see 5 defenders generally, and so on, and not everybody's got one. But because it's in the tech tree, everybody from tier 6 upwards, everybody's got one. So you see 3 or 4 of these in games, and you're like, well, they're just game changes that don't need to be there with that stat, with that with that ability. So, but let's see what the proposed changes.
It's like the French knight standing on the top of the castle in Monty Python, Search the Holy Grail, right? When they're we're searching for the Grail. We're searching for the.
We already have one.
We already got one.
I told them we already had one.
I told them we already got one, and it's very nice.
Yeah. So that is an awesome piece. I can do word for word for Monty Python, so we won't go down there. This World of Tanks, not World of Monty Python.
He said he's already got one?
Yeah, he's already got one. Now go away before I taunt you a second time.
That's why he's like, oh, you can see him thinking like, well, can we see it?
Yeah.
No. Go away.
Send for Laboche. Laboche?
Silly English kniggets.
Kniggets, yeah. You're silly Arthur King. Super. Don't get me a Monty Python. Love it.
Cool. So that all started with RNG and accuracy discussion. The last thing I wanted to say about that for the guys who brought up, thank you very much. That's what this channel's about, is learning. And when, obviously when I or someone says something wrong or dopey, then getting corrected, that's good, because I hadn't really thought about it that way. And that's and I knew it, but the point was more accurate, right? Whatever the mechanic is would be interesting. I should go look that up again, because I did look at that a little bit, and probably 4 or 5 years ago, whenever that accuracy buff happened. which was interesting because it wasn't exactly an accuracy buff. It was to some extent, but what they really did is they changed the dispersion circle that was displayed. Made it look more of an accuracy buff than it really was, but there was some changes to how they did the calculations. It's a cool part of the game, though, actually, the fact that they go through that whole thing and try to model that to any kind of extent.
Yeah.
They could have very well just made this a FPS style point, click, and shoot kind of game. But they took the time to try to model it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The fact that you've got the randomness in the game makes it a lot more interesting, but they need to perhaps redefine the parameters for it. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. And then we got off onto the wheeled tank disaster.
We did.
Just an absolute disaster. It really is. It's a mess.
Yeah.
Problem is, it's brought in probably people who like that kind of gameplay.
Sure.
So now what do? You piss off the people who like the wheeled tank, and
yeah.
I don't know. There's a nerf coming, so we'll see what happens. They are talking about it, but I suspect it's going to be a lot like the nerf to the 268 V4. It was sort of a soft nerf, and they're still going to be really good. I think
they will term it a rebalance. I don't even think it'll get as far as being a nerf. I think it'll be a rebalance.
And I do feel for the other light tank players because I have been attempting to do the 279 early missions. Excuse me, and I've started with the light tank missions and things like patrol duty, or the other one is 2,000 assist a game for 5 games average, that kind of thing. It's not easy, man. With these damn things running around, you can't get any traction. If you're going to get a patrol duty in a light tank or get that much average assist, you got to start early doing it. And until those things go away, either die or whatever, you're going to have a really hard time getting that done because you're trying to get to that forward bush to get that early stuff. And he's 200 meters ahead of you, already headed back. He's already seen all that and got some assist, and he's gone. And it's... Never mind him finding you, and you're down a couple hit points, and all of a sudden,
well, that's it. And they're getting to positions on the map that was unheard of prior to wheelies, which means it restricts your ability to be able to play your game.
Yeah. Those aggressive positions for your track tank that were holy cow, high risk, high reward. They can get them past them easily, and it's medium risk, high reward for them, or even low risk, depending on how.
Because they'll turn on a sixpence and disappear. They don't have a turning circle. They'll just.
If there's a bunch of old decrepit guys like us, the wheel tank. Oh wait, what happened?
Why am I dead? Let me go back to the garage.
Where'd he go? Where'd who go? I don't know.
That's my mission done then.
Oh man! All right, so that's that. I'm going to answer a question, another question I had from our community on YouTube. And the question was, do you have to be a certain height or weight to be a fighter pilot or helicopter pilot? So that's a good question. Yes, sort of. It's sitting height, interestingly, which is related to, obviously, your height. But if you're at the bottom limit or upper limit, then they will also do a sitting height because it depends on from your bottom to the top of the canopy and how much room there is in the F-15. It's quite a spacious canopy. In the 16, a bit less. So I have a friend, I want to say he's 6'4". He flies the Viper, so he obviously 6'4". And I've had a lot of shorter friends in the lower 5 foot. But yes, you can be actually too short or too tall. But it actually is quite short and quite tall in its sitting height. The other interesting thing, which we didn't know until, I don't know, I'd been flying 15 years, I guess, before we really talked about it much, is there's a weight limit for the Aces 2 seat. Really any ejection seat. But the primary one that were in the jets that was in the jets that I fly. The Aces 2, and I don't remember what the limits are, but there was a lower limit and an upper limit where the seat didn't work for you very well. And there was actually this kind of gray area at each end, and you would have to sign a waiver. So you're like, yes, I know I'm a little heavier than the seat likes, and my possibility of injury is higher than somebody that's actually in the window of weight. So there you go.
Well, I can imagine that there would be a compression injury when that fires up, because you must get a
back injuries from either the ejection itself, neck injuries depending on where your neck is positioned, and of course the landing depending on how the landing goes.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I
Not
saw a video. This is kind of random, but it was obviously paratroopers. You'll appreciate this. And the guy's coming down in his round chute, and it's kind of out in the desert area. And there's a guy filming and a couple military guys around there talking. And the one guy's like, "Turn, turn, turn, turn," and obviously the guy's not turning into the wind. Yeah, he does not turn to the wind, and he is hauling the mail, and he doesn't turn. And when he hits, I'm like, "Ow!"
That's hurting. That's hurting.
I'm like, "Oh!"
Yeah.
And the guy that's filming starts running. The other guy in the back's like, "God damn it!"
Yeah. That's the legs fold under you, and you go, "Ow, that's hurt."
Yeah, I don't care how good your PLF is. Something's getting crunched.
Yeah, absolutely.
If the wrong
number of injuries, you know, ankles, back, knees. I mean, the whole shebang. And unless you've done it, unless you do like sport parachuting or anything like that, the speed that you actually hit the ground is quite considerable. Given that that you've got a parachute above you and the rest of it, so it can be.
All the older military jumpers I knew that were JTACs, all the guys who had their jump wings, who did it a lot because that was part of their qualification. By the time they were in 10, 15 years, every one of them had some kind of injury.
Yeah, no,
every one of them.
Absolutely. Guaranteed.
Back injury, at leg, knees, ankles, all that stuff.
Yeah.
All right, man. I think that's it for Coffee Talk for today. You got any parting shots, Pilgrim, any parting wisdom for the next week as people go forth into the road to Berlin or whatever it is?
Wow, yeah. Go and get your IS-2 with its fencing. No. With its fence. Yeah. I've got one. Take away this.
Okay.
There we go. 7.
There
are 7 P's.
Before you were flipping me off.
Before you go into battle, the people say there's 5. There's actually 7.
Okay.
7 P's.
What are the P's? What's P mean?
P's. Yeah, P's for papa.
You lost me. I still don't know what that is.
Okay, 7. Okay, I'll go through it for you.
7
I'll
ideas.
break it down for the Air Force.
Okay.
I'll break it down for the Air Force. Okay.
Right.
So 7 P's. It's before you go into pressing the battle button. These are the things that you should perhaps take into account to make your experience of that particular battle a lot better.
Got it.
And it's called the 7 P's. Prior planning and preparation prevents piss poor performance.
Yes.
7 P's. So if you do all that, get your head sorted, even before you know what map you're going into, 7 P's.
Yep. Prior
planning and preparation prevents piss poor performance. And you don't want to be the guy at the end of the battle where everybody say you've had a piss poor performance there.
Right, there you go. All right, that's all I've got for Coffee Talk. I am signing off for Guido. And that guy. See ya.
And Pilgrim's going.
See you guys. Have a good week.
Cheers.